Good evening, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. We're back with more Shadows over Apex. Welcome in. How's it going? Congratulations, you are the winner of tonight's As Callie Gambit with that first comment. Oh no, purposely muted. It usually takes me a couple minutes to make sure I've got everything running properly before we get into it. But how are you? How have you been? Welcome, welcome. How's your day been? A little bit of housekeeping before we get started. If you haven't already cast your vote on what game I will be playing after I finish Shadows over Loathing, what you waiting for? The poll is live in my Discord server. Um, the link to which you can find in my Twitch profile page. Jeeves should have thrown that link in chat for us. Good stuff. And if you are catching the VOD over on YouTube, the invite link to the server can be found on my channel page, since YouTube is still being stingy about me having links in the video description. The games that are currently up for your consideration are Stray, A Hat in Time, Spirit Tea, Untitled Goose Game, and Stardew Valley. As of right now, Stardew has pulled ahead with 6 votes so far, so if you want your voice heard, pop on over and it's a little react. You don't even gotta type anything. The poll will be open until I finish Shadows over Loathing, at which point democracy wins, and whichever has the most votes is what I'm playing next. I'm just good watching the first Hunger Games. Ooh, it's been a while since I've watched the Hunger Games. Good stuff. I enjoyed it. I mean, up until the end. The end made me mad, but other than that. Also, as far as ads on the channel goes during streams, I figured out what was going on. I have it set to run 3 minutes of ads per hour, and it automatically had broken it down to play an hour and a half, or an hour and a half, a minute and a half of ads every 30 minutes. I don't really love running ads, and one day I hope to not run them, but as of right now, I need all the help I can get revenue-wise. I would be interested in knowing, though, if y'all would prefer shorter ad breaks more often, so like a minute, like I have it now, a minute and a half every 30 minutes, or a longer ad break just less often, so like the 3 minutes once an hour. If you care and you want to let me know, I would love to hear. I didn't like the last movie they made. I got really frustrated with a number of series that they split the last. They would be trilogies, and they would split the last movie into two parts, and like you didn't need to do that. Not just trilogies. They did it to like Twilight. They did it to Harry Potter. They did it to The Hunger Games. Um, I feel like it you just end up with two worse movies. I got Twitch Premium, so you do you when it comes to ads. One day I hope to not need them. I don't love ads, but I gotta do what I gotta do for now. But yeah, no, I got really frustrated when they were splitting the final part of a movie into like two, just to milk more out of like the movie cycle. That bothered me. They made another movie after the Mockingjay movies. It was about young Snow. Oh, right. Was like a prequel, um, like the first Hunger Games or something like that. Is that the one that you're talking about? That you didn't care for? I haven't watched or read it yet. It's on my eventual to-do list. Um, I just I I don't have a lot of free time these days. I've got a lot of stuff going on. Um, just kind of in the background, and between being a mostly full-time barista and trying to continue, like I want to do the stream and I would like to one day hopefully turn this into my job, so um that that then I have one job and I'm not trying to split between two. But until I can make that happen, I don't have a lot of free time for like a lot of books, and I mean I still read, but movies and stuff. Ballad of the Songbird and Snakes. Yeah. Okay, yeah. And yeah, it was one of the first Hunger Games, but from Snow's perspective. Okay, okay. I see what. Right, right. Got it. No, I heard mixed reviews about the story overall. I would like to read it. Just I was really invested in the Hunger Games like when it came out years ago, and I really enjoyed it up until the ending. The ending made me really mad. But I would be interested in reading it, and it would be some interesting insight into Snow's character more. I would be interested in that. But I think that was the two main points of housekeeping that I had. I wouldn't say it's a bad movie, it just doesn't feel like a Hunger Games movie. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Um, did you read the books as well, or are we just doing the movies? I don't, I'm trying to think if there's anything like movie-wise on the docket for me that I really, really want to see, like anything new. I think my friends want to go see the Borderlands movies. And I go along for the ride mostly just for Claptrap, to be honest. Um, I didn't play a lot of Borderlands, just first person perspective, like meh. But Claptrap made me laugh. I think partly because I related to Claptrap, at least in the beginning of the game a bit, just the constant, um, just the constant talking. I read the first two books, but everything after was just the movies. Fair enough. Um, because I read the books long, like well before the movies happened. But I have a Mockingjay pin on my apron for work. I've heard the Borderlands movie isn't good. I mean, I'm not going in expecting it to be good, to be honest. Um, it's most movie adaptations of video game content are not good. So like I don't my expectations I think are correctly low. um but it was really nice going in with oh
Apex Lucifer 23 just cheered 33 bits.
thank you so much for the bits, Apex. That's so sweet. Thought Train. Right. The last movie that I saw, because I just saw Deadpool a couple weeks ago with friends, and that was the first movie I had seen in theaters since COVID. Since before COVID. It was before I'd moved to Windsor. I saw Venom, the first Venom in theaters, and that was the last thing I saw in theaters. Um, until this year. I hadn't been back in a movie theater, and the movie was fantastic. Fucking loved Deadpool. That Deadpool and Wolverine, good shit, absolutely hilarious. But it was nice to have like to go with friends again. So that's more why I want to go see Borderlands. It's more like I want to go with my friends. It's and less about Borderlands, to be completely honest. It was, and Blake Lively is hot as Lady Deadpool. I mean, Blake Lively is just hot. I like she's just hot. Um, I loved Deadpool though. I've loved all three movies. I have been very much entertained. I'm not super on the Marvel bandwagon, specifically the MCU thing, but the Deadpool movies were fun. I I'm trying to finagle my mom into watching them because I think she'll have fun. I, I've I've managed the expectations and I've warned her it's like they're really violent and really crass, but it's a good time. But yeah, other than the Borderlands movie to go see with my friends, I don't think there's anything new movies wise that I'm like chomping at the bit to see. Um, an acquaintance of mine is bullying me into watching The Matrix because I haven't seen The Matrix before, and they're like, "You gotta watch it." Uh, I mean, I understand the premise just through pop culture osmosis, but I've never actually watched it, and they were astounded and horrified. So they gave me nerd homework, if you will. I rewatched Coraline the other day. I love Coraline. I've watched that movie dozens of times, and even now I still find every time I watch it, I find something new that I didn't notice before. Um, Absolutely love that movie. Masterpiece from start to finish. 10 out of 10, no notes. And now that we're creeping up on spooky season, we're getting to the point where I'm going to be ready to watch it again. Um, like spooky season movies for me, Coraline, Nightmare Before Christmas. Um, oh god, Hocus Pocus. Treasure Planet is my all-time favorite movie. Was that the Disney movie where it was like Treasure Island but in space? That one, I think. If it's that one, if I have it right, again, awesome movie. Absolutely loved it. I think the original intent was to like make additional movies, and it got scrapped by the studio because they were mad about something or other. Um, but I really liked Treasure Planet. If I have to pick my all-time favorite movie, that would be The Princess Bride. The Princess Bride. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, the GIF in the Discord. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Yep, yep, yep. Good movie. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. No notes. I would have liked more. In that universe. Yeah, my all-time favorite movie would be Princess Bride. It's the perfect movie. It has everything, and I'm not accepting criticism on the matter. It's got action, adventure, romance, mystery, intrigue. The cat lady I relate to on a spiritual level. 100%. Um, no, good times. Absolute good times. But on that note, I'm pretty sure that was the housekeeping that I had for us, so we should probably start getting into it. We're gonna start things off right with a little bit of self-care, as always. Y'all know the drill. Hydrate or dihydrate, unshrimp those spines, and get a nice big stretch in because self-care is best care. Tonight's stream is sponsored, not sponsored, by Root Beer, the king of pop. Little pop ASMR there for you. Alright, I'm a lurk and watch Hunger Games. Sounds amazing. Thank you so much for popping in, Apex. It's so good to have you, and thank you again for the bits. That was so, so sweet. Enjoy your lurk, enjoy the Hunger Games. And I think it's time to finish figuring out what's going on in the swamp. Oh, right, we gotta find the... I think I'm missing one lock. I have one lock I need to find. Because we need a little 11 of them. I think. And it's probably in the basement. So... where? This one. We'll ask him if he has some sort of breathing apparatus. A spot of color in this drab swamp catches your eye, and you find a pile of withered orange husks in front of a shallow cave. This must be the lair of the Chupanaranya. Fortunately, it isn't home right now. Or maybe, since you aren't an orange, it wouldn't be dangerous to you anyway? That's almost certainly true. You set your trap and hide behind a nearby bush to wait for your prey. After a while, you start to get very bored and remember that people who hunt with traps don't typically sit and wait for the prey to show up. Instead, they leave and come back later. That's kind of the whole point of animal traps. Hey, Pepperidge. Hello again, Raine. What can I do for you? I'm still working on collecting your padlocks. Splendid. Best of luck. Well, I need a scuba mask or something, I think. Oh, and we still have to find... So we have to find Charles still, as well. And we have to find the kids. The missing kids. You're browsing your way through the swamp, taking a sniff through your nose trumpet now and then. This swamp smells terrible. I mean, a swamp is literally just standing water and rotting compost, the biome. So it's not like that's news or anything. But you wouldn't be surprised if this swamp was at least nominated for world's worst smelling swamp. Oh God in heaven, what is that? Something smells like a rotten egg mated with a tire fire, and the egg the tire fire laid also went rotten. Squinting through the tears, you see a patch of brown air hovering nearby. That must be the smell of the wisp that kid was looking for. Follow it at a safe distance. You follow at a safe breathing distance as the smell of the wisp bobs and weaves through the fetid marsh. Eventually, it comes to rest on a rotting tree stump, and you sneak up quietly behind it. Just as you're about to grab a sample, 3 gatormen casually stand up from where they were crouched in knee-deep water around you. Jeez. That's not helpful. Oh God. Bust its kneecaps. Oh God. Okay. You won! You snag a clump of what's left of the smell of the wisp and take it back to the clubhouse. Got stinky Esther, 87 meat, a nasty pastry, and gator punch. Okay. This looks like a nice fishing spot. Four-eyed yuckfin. A revolting snapper. And a wetlands nasty bass. These guys seem pretty focused on their meal, their after meal hygiene, and their after hygiene rest, respectively. How rude! Turtle! Cool. Cool. You won. That'll teach these gator men to go about their regular daily routines when you're around. Got meat, nasty pastry, and a gator man hide. How many gator man hides do I have? 4. I need 1 more. Oh my god, I forgot about the 3. The walking. Okay. Like magpies and shiny objects, gators are compelled to hoard all of their grandfather's items. Looks like grandfather's bags. Find a bundle of meat stashed in one of the bags. Apparently, the creatures have no need of money. You wonder how they can afford the rent on this place. Grandfather's disgusting bird bath. You're not sure that was such a great idea. Ugh, you got grandfather's teeth. Is this a ghost? While this is hardly the strangest thing you've seen over the last few days, it's definitely pretty weird. It looks like a ghostly man, mostly obviously his head, but you can just barely make out his body if you squint. You reach out to touch him, but your hand passes right through. He doesn't respond to any attempt to get his attention, but instead he seems focused on something you can't see to the left of that disgusting fly-covered meat hook. After a few minutes, the novelty wears off, so you get on about your business. Unlike most of the hanging sacks of gore in these places, this one is swarming with flies. The ghost is staring intently at something. Whoops! It's not too late to turn tail and run. Turn their tails into dust. None of this is gonna be good. But you're gonna hurt the most. fucking rude. Cool. Cool. Woman destroys Gatorman. It's a tale as old as time. Got 63 meat, gator cheese, Gatorman hide. Dirtle the turtle grows stronger. Cool. My muscle is at 2. This building is way larger than it looks from the outside and is absolutely full of sleeping gatormen. That'll do. Not Dirtle! You're always so mean to Dirtle. You've thinned the herd a bit. A group of gators is a herd, right? 50 meat, weed lord fetish, gator cheese, gator punch, gator man hide. The only good gator men are fewer gator men. I think this is just like a farming spot. No, I want out of here. The fuck? A long and naughty finger of eldritch energy. Interesting. I'm mildly confused. Oh. I shouldn't have picked this fight. Ugh. Begone, Spot! Hold on. Where the fuck is my mouse? There you are. The only bots allowed are my bots. And me. I mean, what? No, you're not a bot. You're good. I would rather you not be gone. I enjoy you. Oh, you're not gonna be nice to me at all. Fuck. Yeah, I shouldn't have started that fight. The Gatormen are intensely focused on the obelisk and won't brook disruption. You wait a few minutes for your wounds to scab over. You gain covered with scabs. What does that do? I'm afraid. Oh, additional AP. You know what? I can work with that. Okay, so... . This is very odd. Wait. You there! An excessively jovial man struts out from behind the trees. New to these parts, is it? Ever heard of Mudhenge? I'll bet you didn't know that it's actually 1.3 times larger than any comparable henge you'd care to name. I... What is Mudhenge, good sir? But he's already gone, disappeared in the mist. Behind him, through the trees, is Mudhenge. I mean, might as well. Welcome to Mudhenge. To be... Welcome to Mudhenge. What is this place? Friend, it's Mudhenge. What's that? It's one of those areas most... It's one of the area's most popular henges. Folks travel from all over to see this mysterious mud. I've heard of Stonehenge. Is it like that? I don't see the comparison. You don't? Look, we could talk for hours about Stonehenge. Stonehenge is big. Stonehenge is strong. I've gone over all this, so with respect, what I'm interested in talking about is Mudhenge, which is a formidable monument in its own right, and so much more fun than a first draft of Stonehenge, as they sometimes say in the magazines. Okay, what's so special about Mudhenge? Special? Well, during the swamp solstice, it's said that the needle of a compass placed upon the central altar will point not to west, but secret west, where lies the thing you need the most. That's special enough for you? When is swamp solstice? If you're in a swamp, it's pretty much always the swamp solstice. What is secret west? I'm no mystician, but secret west is the direction in which lies that thing your heart is most missing, and it's said that a compass laid on the altar of Mudhenge during the swamp solstice will point to secret west. That was the object of the Mudhenge challenge, but of course, we don't run the challenge anymore. Too hard, too many missing presumed deaths. What does that mean? The thing your heart is most missing? Well, it's kinda up to you. Up to your heart, that is. Could be a secret crush, that new job, maybe just a piece of bread. Guess it could have helped me find Charles, huh? Charles, is that your secret crush? No. Well, whoever it is, they'll be waiting for you out Secret Westway. I'd like to visit. Well, and why wouldn't you? It's the best and most mysterious henge this side of the border. Admission is 2 meat. Here. I knew you wouldn't be able to come all this way without seeing the famous Mudhenge. Here's a pamphlet that goes over just about everything we know about the history of this ancient monument. Well, let me in. Someone's going to lose their job at a fence factory. That was weird. I don't have enough hobo code. Wait. I don't understand. Hey, get back here, coward. No. Yeah, no. That's odd. This patch of muddy ground has a lot of tracks in it that look like human handprints. Well, except for the fact that humans don't normally walk around on their hands. Maybe there was an acrobat convention in the middle of a swamp. Oh, what was that thing that one kid was talking about? The honey ape? Hmm. Maybe there's something to that after all. Jeez, the more you look, the more of a confusing, trampled mess these tracks are. It seems like there are different sets of tracks heading in different directions. How many thumbs did he say this thing has again? On one hand? How many fingers? You follow the prints to a clearing in the middle of a small stand of trees, and to your surprise, you find an animal pretty much like the honey ape the kid described, like a somewhat larger chimpanzee or a very small gorilla, but with disproportionately large and human-like hands. It's sitting on the ground, casually drinking out of a beehive, and it doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. Look it up. Wait, where's Molly? Do I have anything that can cure poison? Yes. Okay. Uh, fucking rude, man. You won! The honey ape's unconscious state makes it much easier to pull off one of its fingernails. Oh no. Oh, that makes me uncomfortable. These gatormen aren't doing enough damage to each other for it to seem like a real fight. Either they're just sparring, or this is how gatormen arguments work. Either way, they aren't paying any attention to you. Fuck 'em up. You carefully sneak up behind the gatorman, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, and then you step on a screaming eel, one of the more aptly named forms of wildlife endemic to this area. Human trespasser! Sound alarm! Hey, hey, alarm! Kill human! A couple other gatormen rush out, not wanting to miss the chance to kill a human. Oh, you bitch. Thank you, Dirtle. Boy. The only bots allowed in my chat are my bots. Out. Okay. Fucking rude, man. Oh no. Whoops. What's my Moxie right now? Moxie is 5. What's advanced gunnery? Okay, there we go. Well, that's not ideal. Despite anything the map might have to say about it, you've managed to wander back to the spot where you set that trap for the Chupa Naranja. Peering through the bushes, you discover that your trap has indeed trapped something. It sort of looks like a giant toad with a tentacle face, covered in boils that might also be eyes. You have no idea what a Chupa Naranja looks like, but this seems about as likely as anything you were imagining. The presumed Chupa Naranja seems pretty annoyed about being caught in your trap. You carefully sneak up on the Chupa Naranja, which senses your presence and thrashes angrily, breaking free of your trap. Then it turns to face you. It seems mad. I would imagine so. Oh, buddy. Oh, shit. I didn't realize it would hurt me too. That's useless. No thank you. Fuck. Turtle, no. You won. You quickly cut off one of the creature's nostrils, pick up your trap, and get the heck out of there before that thing regains consciousness. You got a Chupa Naranja nostril, and Dirtle has grown stronger. Hey, I caught that Chupa Naranja you were after. Well, nearly. I had to tussle with it a bit. Good. Got the job done, though. Wow, that's great. Now we have real proof for why there aren't any oranges in the swamp. Sure. Anyway, here's its nostril. Neat. I'll wear it as a ring. Oh, okay. Anyway, don't go near that part of the swamp for a while. It was real mad. The kid pulls out a sash and pins a badge on it, and hands it to you. As a thanks, here's an official Monster Squad sash and your first Monster Squad badge. Thanks. Hiya, did you meet the flyman? Did you get, blush? Yeah, here, I got it. Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to put it in this little silver locket and treasure it forever. What's he like? Was his experiment a success? I've got to go. The kid takes your sash, pins another badge to it, and hands it back to you. Cool. Hey, any luck getting a feather from Barbara Yargara? You mean from one of her birds, right? Right, yeah, she doesn't have any feathers herself. We established that. Good, good. Just checking. Here you go. Wow, thanks, lady. What was she like? She was pretty nice, actually. The kid takes your sash, pins another badge to it, and hands it back to you. Hi, did you find the smell of the wisp? I sure did. Please don't open the jar while I'm in the room. That bad, huh? I wonder if it's gotten stronger since I met it. Well, anyway, thanks for your help. You hand over the nose trumpet she lent you and the jar of foulness you collected. The kid takes your sash, pins another badge to it, and hands it back to you. It turned out you were right. The honey ape is totally a real thing. Oh my gosh, really? I knew it! Here's your tracing back and that fingernail you wanted. Wow. Huh. Something wrong? I guess I'm just torn between excitement, vindication, and the fact that this is a much grislier object than I realized it was going to be. Oh, don't worry about it. The honey ape will be fine. It had 9 more. I guess that's true. Anyway, thanks for your help. Here's another Monster Squad badge. Kid takes your sash, pins another badge to it, and hands it back to you. I met the moss man you were talking about. See? See? I told you he's real. Yeah, he's a pretty decent guy, actually. He gave me his mustache. Here. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Thank you. You're welcome. The kid happily sticks the mustache to his upper lip. How do I look? Mossy? This is the best day of my life. The kid takes your sash, pins another badge to it, and hands it back to you. Thanks. Actually, that's kind of handy. How's the trap making going? I think I'm done with traps for now. I'm working on inventing the electric razor. Are you even old enough to shave? No, but that just means I've got plenty of time. The girl is gazing into her terrarium dreamishly. Do you think it's okay for a woman and a giant fly to get married? A little sign on the table says Boris only. This cat had better be Boris or there's gonna be trouble. Boris looks at your sash and nods approvingly. New cat unlocked. You can now pet Boris to receive a boon. What's Boris's boon do? +3 spooky armor. Cool. Cool. Alright, that's everything I can do with him. I don't even... I don't know. Nuts to this swamp. Look, my best glad rags are turning into actual rags. These stockings are silk. Well, I guess now they're silt. Oh, ha. You're about as funny as a rubber crutch. Come on, if we keep moving, we'll be done here sooner. Nothing doing. I ain't moving from this spot till I've got a proper set of pin covers. She drops a nickel into a nearby payphone and talks into it urgently for a minute. How on earth did you find a payphone in the middle of a swamp? I phoned my pop. He's sending along a pair of his old fishing waders. That isn't what I asked you. Before long, a delivery boy with the wader arrives with the waiters and hands them over to Molly with the tip of his cap. Very fashionable. You'll knock him dead at the dance hall. Laugh it up, Buster. If anyone I know gets a peep on me wearing these, you're the one I'm gonna knock dead. Savvy? Okay. You hold up the radio to your ear. A woman's voice gasps. Oh my, Clarence, why are you lying on the floor under your workbench? Are you alright? Were you attacked by a burglar or an axe murderer? Calm down, Agnes, I'm fine. I'm just practicing changing the oil in our car. Check under the bench. Padlock key. Okay. You hold up the radio to your ear. A woman's voice says, Clarence, I'm so grateful that our family has never suffered from supernatural curses, serial murder, demonic corruption, or plague. I agree, dear. We certainly have been fortunate, and doubtless will remain so. Eerie. Okay. Don't remember where that last padlock was. No. There's a veil in here, and beyond the veil, nothing. Perfumed wedding veil. Because we needed 11 of them, I believe, right? Was it 11? Vampire nest, 3-pound bags. Distinct missing remains. 11 padlocks. Okay, we got 11 padlocks. Hey, Pepperidge. Hello again, Raine. What can I do for you? I found your father's padlocks. Thank you so much. You didn't run into my grandmother by any chance, did you? What? No. Was she supposed to be there? No, that would have been highly unusual if she had been, considering she died more than 30 years ago. Here's your padlocks. Marvelous. Once I've reaccustomed myself to standing on level ground, I'll be on my way. There's a big hobo camp near Ocean City that you might be interested in. I can give you directions. Oh, excellent. I think I'll head that way now. Perhaps I'll see you there. Oh. Thank you for the self-care, Apex. Y'all know the drill. Hydrate or dihydrate and unshrimp those spines because self-care is best care. Good heavens, look at the time. It's root beer o'clock. Good, good. Alright, where the fuck is Charles? You catch a whiff of burnt rubber and see a column of smoke drifting into the sky nearby. As you get closer to the site, you see that a small airplane has crashed into the mud, or perhaps splatted or glorped into the mud. What? A grumpy looking pilot. Seems like you've kind of got a problem here. Huh, you think? Yeah, three kinds of problems I got, if you don't count the headache. My plane being stuck ass downward in this swamp is just the most obvious one. Anything I can help with? My name's Raine, by the way. Rhonda Rasmussen? Rasmussen? Hi. And yeah, if you got some time on your hands, you bet your buns I can use it. What happened? I'm looking to be the first to fly a plane all the way around the swamp in one go, see? Nearly made it too, but first to fly nearly all the way around the swamp won't be making any newspaper headlines. Now, look what I got. A plane half buried in the muck, tainted fuel, and even if I get those sorted out, there ain't enough runway here for me to get flying again. What's involved in building a runway? With enough tar and macadam? I could slap down a quick and dirty runway. Dirtier than quick for certain, but it'll be good enough to get me out of here. And I've got plenty of tar, but where did you get that barrel of tar anyway? You know, that's a funny story. But anyway, I need a load of macadam to go with it. What is macadam? It's like gravel for fuss budgets. For my purposes, I need a load of rocks exactly 3 centimeters across. That isn't very many rocks. Each individual rock is 3 centimeters across, not the whole load together. I could look for some rocks that size. Well, that'd be great. Come to think of it, I believe I passed an old quarry on my way down. Didn't get a close look because I was kind of distracted, but I can mark it on your map for you. Can't go myself. I need to stay here and guard the tar. Okay, I'll take a look. Your plane seems real stuck. Oh, you've noticed, huh? Yeah, it's sticking up out of the ground there. Right? Yep. It sure is. The way Rhonda's staring at you starts to make you a little uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else, shall we? What's wrong with your fuel? When I landed, the fuel tank got full of swamp water, which I don't know how well versed you are in the chemistry of aircraft fuel, but not good for it? Not good for it. So I siphoned the tank dry, figured it wouldn't be that big a deal since I got a can of backup fuel. Let me guess, that's full of water too? Ain't nothing so bad that it can't be a little worse. Can it be fixed somehow? Well, technically, yeah. I just need to have the water distilled out of it. I don't have anything like that. I don't have anything like that kind of equipment, though. Maybe I can dig something up. That'd be great. Any basic distillation setup should do the trick. It ain't rocket science, just airplane science. That's a much slower kind of science. Here's the can. I'll see what I can do. You consider all of the possible ways in which you might extract this plane from its current state of diagonality? Telekinesis? You close your eyes and reach out with your feelings. Then, you cause your feelings to magically coalesce into a giant hand made of pure energy, which easily plucks the plane from the mire while also avoiding being a super dumb and anachronistic pop culture reference. Okay. Hello again. I got your plane unstuck. I saw that was a hell of a trick, I gotta say. I am duly impressed. Aw, shucks. She's still caked in mud and weeds and all, but I guess that comes with the territory. In a literal sense. Nothing a little elbow grease can't correct, plus maybe a little regular aircraft grease. Alright. Can I clean it? No. Okay, that's fine. Guard the tar. We'll go to the quarry first, because that seems easier. Here's a grisly sight. The carcass of some kind of swamp animal covered in huge ticks. Oh, no. Wait. Some of them are buzzing around in the air. Are they actually wasps? Well, turns out both things can be true. They're tick wasps, which are notable for being the only insect that can stab you with both ends. Oh god. That was fucking rude. Oh, you cheating pricks. You won. Hopefully, you will also win in your upcoming nightmares. Indeed. Shadow Pickle. This is like that stupid pickle puzzle from West of Loathing. Guess what it needed? Really? You don't even know who this truck belongs to. Drive it back. If you're just gonna steal it, you know that's a crime, right? I'll bring it back. Yes, I promise. Okay then, so long as you promise. Hello again. I got your macadam, madam. Say, those are some good looking rocks. Nice find. Okay, give me a hand spreading these out and tarring them up. The two of you spend some time setting up a makeshift runway. It's hard, dirty work, but it beats dealing with fairies and fishmen and the rest of the bonkers nonsense you've been getting up to. Good, good. That'll do nicely. Well, nice is maybe over complimenting it, but it's good enough. One second. What up, Discord? Uh, I don't know. Okay. No, we're good. We're good. You spot a shadow orb hovering around and decide to follow it deeper into the swamp. That might seem like a bad plan, considering the old stories about people following the will-o'-the-wisps and becoming lost in the swamp forever, but a will-o'-the-wisp is a floating ball of light, and this is the opposite of that, so logically, this is actually a very good plan. Except for how it leads you right into a group of tentacly shadow monsters. Of course it did. That was rude. You won. The goodness of your plan has now been proven. QED. A rusty old fire-powered still. You're pretty sure these aren't meant to be operated indoors. Hey, maybe you could use this thing to fix Rasmussen's fuel. Distill the wet fuel. You light the fire and run the still for long enough to fix the fuel, but not quite long enough to cause your own death from the smoke inhalation. Cool. To the plane! Well, that's something you don't see every day. A big haunch of raw meat hanging from a tree branch in the middle of a swamp. Or at least, I don't see that every day. Maybe you spend more time in swamps than I do. Anyway, not wanting to let a perfectly good haunch go to waste, you approach it. And with a cartoonish spring, you and Molly find yourselves trapped in a big net hanging from a tree. Oh, dang it. Raspberries. Tear yourself loose. Fortunately, the net is rather shoddily constructed. It's just made of vines, and heck, if you're gonna let some stupid vines get the better of you. After a short struggle, you manage to tear the net open, and you and Molly drop free and escape with the goods. Got the swamp haunch. Okay. Got your fuel. I got your fuel cleaned up. No shinola? If there was any in there, I think I got it out. Let's have a look. She opens the can, pours a little into a wine glass, and swirls it around while peering at it closely. Well, look at that. No legs at all. Jeez, did I mess it up? No, that's a good thing. Means you got rid of all the water. Don't see any dirt in here either. Nice work. Guess you're all set up then. Looks like it. I got my plane, fuel, and runway all sorted out. Thanks a ton. I couldn't have done it without you. You know, you could have a career in aviation if you ever decide to give up. What do you do? I'd rather not attempt to explain it. Gotcha. I've had jobs like that. Well, I haven't got any meat on hand to pay you for your time, but here, let me give you this spare flight helmet as a souvenir. You got a leather aviator helmet. Oh, neat. Thanks. You earned it, pal. Keep her flying. Good luck. Oh, I love it. So cute. Great, we gotta take this back. The dump truck from the Feldman Quarry. Drive it back. See, the dump truck is back where it belongs thanks to your integrity and civic-mindedness. I am a good little bean. Okay. It's the runway, grotto, quarry, frog, sunken. Oh, you wanted something from me. You find an old medicine show wagon overturned in the swamp. Most of its contents have long since haphazardly dissolved into the local ecosystem, but there's still some stuff left. A few damp toiletries and even damper medicaments. Got mercury eye drops, rhino balm, gauze pad, and Birdworth's finest tooth wax. I want uppies. I need muscle. Hello, Will. Hello yourself, and see how's you like it. Enough of this. It's time to clasp your robust limbs around the trunk of the wet, shedding cypress and begin to shimmy. Hey now, this is a private treehouse. Stop or I'll tan you too. You can't stand up. I'll take that risk. Why, there's no boy in this treehouse at all. Only the large and sagging features of a human face sunk into the tree's very trunk. Surely that can't be young Will Hunter. Oh well, I reckon now tain't no keeping you from seeing my plate. I've been wicked, miss. What happened to you? Tain't much to tell. That can't possibly be true. The great tree sighs, shedding scraps of bark that drift into the treehouse floor. Well, you ever hear of a doctor? Do you know what that is? Yes, well, I know what a doctor is. Heck, what do you want to be so mean for? I reckon most people you go and ask, they couldn't tell you one thing about what a doctor does. I only ever met one doctor, Dr. Weiss. Lived on the same street as my step-aunt. 'Twas one morning he paid me 6 bits to paint his fence, and, well, heck, I swear I was fixin' to do it, miss, but I heard there was an interesting trout down the river, a little wider than average, but not very wide, just the way Will Hunter likes. How can a boy resist? No, I agree. You needed to go catch a slightly wide trout. Weren't going to catch it, miss. Only measure it for my notes on trout width. Anyways, Doc West, he weren't real pleased, and to teach me a lesson, he went and cursed me to be a tree. How did this doctor turn you into a tree? Don't ask Will Hunter how. All I know is doctors, they got all kinds of power tools. Tweezers, hat chart, could have used anything. What lesson are you supposed to learn from this? That I ought to paint fences if I says I'm fixin' to. Can you end this curse? Well, that doctor told me I'd be a tree till I could make good by painting a bunch of fences all around town. Hard enough for me to do that like this, I tell you. Leave it with me, little guy. Oh, miss, paint fences? You won't want to do that. Sure, why not? The wind picks up and snaps off a few weak twigs, but Will doesn't seem to mind. Say, that's real swell. Thanks a lot, miss. That doc who cursed me had a nice flat picket fence, and he says something like, Will Hunter gotta paint 3 more fences just like his, or he'll be a tree forever. Paint 3 fences, got it. You can get my paints and brush out of my knapsack. I'd just hand them to you, but I'm a tree. Is there a ladder you can put down? Suppose I can. Tain't a ladder in the way you and I know it, though, but part of this tree that I can sort of wiggle around. I was still a boy, I reckon you'd say it's like my fingers or nostrils. Will Hunter extends his long, arborescent fingers and or nostrils through the hole in the treehouse back to the swamp floor. You should be able to climb down those nostrils now. Well, I'll see you around. It's a Huck knapsack, favorite brand of rascals and imps. Grab the contents of the knapsack, Will's paint and brush. Take care of those, will ya? That long-handled paintbrush belongs to a grandfather. Your grandfather? I don't think so. You see nothing out of the ordinary, Rivers. Rivers run. Rivers run around the trunks of trees. Crawdads and crawmoms make love upon the rocks. And a duck is impaled on the beak of a heron. Here in the swamp, it is a day like any other, and the circle of life turns on and on. Okay then. Okay, so we gotta find fences. You find the arm of a traveling salesman sticking up out of the ground. Given the condition of the arm, it seems like the body it's attached to must have been down there for quite some time. The ring slips easily off the arm's finger because the finger is both wet and withered with decay. One or the other would have sufficed. Kind of friendship ring. Give the arm a proper burial. Every time you try to dig, the hole immediately fills up with water. You decide to just use the shovel to press the arm down below the surface and call it a day. It's a day. Looks pretty clean. Monster shack, maybe? As you round a clump of mangrove trees, or whatever kind of trees these are, you come face to face with a bearded gator man and his filthy sack. I should clarify that it's a burlap sack, and it doesn't have a face, just the gator man does. Whoops, buy sack, 149 meat, for sale final. No, thank you. Not buy? Go away. Okay. No offense. Here's a grisly sight. The carcass of some kind of swamp animal covered in huge ticks. Oh, no, wait. Some of them are buzzing around in the air. Are they actually wasps? Well, turns out both things can be true. They're tick wasps, which are notable for being the only insect that can stab you with both ends. Fuck! Thanks, Dirtle. Dirtle the turtle! A whistling man paddles a canoe through 2 inches of swamp water. He hits a rock and capsizes. In the very shallow slime, he thrashes and splashes, screaming about gators. You take the anxious fellow's arm and set him on his feet. You tell him calmly that he's in no more danger in 2-inch water than he is anywhere else in the swamp. If a gator wants him dead, he will be. You promise? He says. I promise. He thanks you. Oh god, okay. Sploop. For the love of... What's with all these stinking mushrooms? I got spores all over me again. I Don't shoot them. You'll just get more spores everywhere. Yeah, but I'll feel better about it. Revenge ain't a solution for every situation, kitty, but it works more often than you think. Look, just wipe the spores off with this handkerchief. Don't get all bent out of shape. Grumble, grumble. This never would have happened. This never happened when I was working the strong-arm jobs. Well, except for that time the goblin exploded at me. You see a plume of smoke coming from a nearby clump of trees and brush, and as you draw nearer, the sounds of ragged cackling and giggling can be heard. Could it be a coven of real swamp witches? Sadly, no. But what you do find is possibly even weirder. A gang of scraggly-looking swamp hillbilly vampires tending a ratty old still. Oh, hi. You fellas cooking up a batch of corn? Nope. Rats. Of course, now that you're here, a whole nother recipe comes to mind. Bamboozle! You know what? That actually sounds like a pretty great idea. I bet my blood would make a really good whiskey. You do? Sure. I've been drinking garlic oil every day to keep my arteries nice and smooth. That'll add a real nice ritzy flavor profile to it. Real high class. Plus there's all that holy water I've been shooting up. I ain't even gonna ask. Please leave without breathing on us. Suit yourself. You find an old medicine show wagon overturned in the swamp. Most of its contents have long since hazardously dissolved into the local ecosystem, but there's probably some stuff left. Gauze pads, Stypic pencil, gauze pads, Stypic pencil. Okay. The fuck is the last? A burly hunter trudging through the mud gives a holler. As he nears, you see he's toting a shotgun under one arm and carrying a pile of gator hides over a shoulder. What are you doing? Swamp's no place for a little lady. Gators will eat you alive. Take this. Get yourself a seat on the next bus out. Gain 20 meat. Wow, that's, not enough money for the bus? Fine, fine. Take it, but go. Okay. Oh, that's not where I need to go. These things are assholes. I'm sorry, Dirtle. More spores. A geyser of swamp gas erupts nearby with a loud sound and a brownish yellow cloud. I won't bother trying to describe the smell. I'm sure you can imagine it yourself. A large swarm of stink bugs quickly arrive and start zooming around inside the gas cloud. It's unclear if they're attracted by the smell or if they're refilling their stink bags or what, but when that cloud dissipates, you're probably going to have a lot of unwanted attention. A scented candle might be more appropriate, but a match will have to do. Foomp! The swamp gas ignites in a bright green ball of flame, and the stink buds comet away, doing impressions of very short-lived fireflies. Look 'em up. Do y'all have a fence I can paint? No. Oh, right. Gator hides. Any joy with those gator hides? I hope you ain't hiding them from me. I've got the hides you needed. Sean chuckles inappropriately. Need? Got news for you. Don't need 'em, you keep 'em. That was just a test. Wanted to see if I could trust you with the real work. Seems I can. Ready for some real hunting? What's real hunting? Truth is, I got no need for 5 gator hides. My ambitions are far bigger. You met Paul. You know he's mute. I'm working to build him a leather tongue. So what do you need for that? 10 gator hides. Okay, I can do that. Great, my brother will be thrilled. How many do I have? 6. Okay. I don't want to meet Sack. Oh, there wasn't. Maybe there was one at the bus stop? Shadow. Cool. Hold on. Are you Tom and Kathy? Tom Chapman and Kathy Tracy? The boy nods slightly. He can see you've put in the work to remember their surnames, and though you may be at cross purposes, respect must be paid. Who wants to know? I've been looking literally everywhere for you. Really? A lot of times when folks say literally, they're not using it right. When people say it's literally raining on my wedding day, they're not talking about actual rain. Yeah, but I actually do mean it though. Oh, take a last look. We're on the next bus out. Your folks back home think you were kidnapped or eaten. That's so utterly typical. They can't even conceive that someone might not want to live in the same small little largemouth bass life that they do. It's not even a life. Not for us, it's not. The kind of life we want to lead, it's only possible in the city. What kind of life is that? We're gonna start a business making wigs for judges. Thank you for the self-care, Apex. Y'all know the drill. Untrimp those spines, hydrate or dihydrate. Self-care is best care. Root beer. Cool. Is that a job? Is she? Are you? I don't think judges wear wigs in this country. It's going to be an international company. That's where the money is, if you know anything about business. I need to take you back to your parents. Hell to that, you need to take us back like a bass needs bones. We're not going back, pal. Not ever. Largemouth Bass and Sons is a trap. All we can ever do there is repeat the same old toxic patterns that our fathers did, our grandfathers did. Debone the fish, rebone the fish. Debone the fish, what's the point? It's a mindless life, and it's never going to change. No, pal, not for us. Better to die in poverty than to live a largemouth bass deboner or reboner. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, I was hired to bring you home. Listen, friend, we're not going back. There's nothing and nobody that can make us. Please? What the fuck is that? No, no! Occam Skater! You have no power here. Occam Skater? That's a real guy? Occam Skater why, he's the bane of our lives, our family's lives. He has haunted us, tortured us before I was even born. What does he want? Back. Did you just say back? Miserable. Back. We will be miserable if we go back. The gator sneers. To your surprise, the beast apparently has no intention of killing or eating the children, but means to return them home to Largemouth Bass and Sons. But why? Why would it care? You want them to be miserable? All, yes, miserable back! I don't know what Occam's Gator wants except our whole family to be miserable. I don't know why else he torments us. What's your problem? Misery! You just want to cause misery? Bass misery! To Largemouth Bass and Sons specifically. Why exactly? God! What? God? Misery God! So you have a god that wants to cause misery to Largemouth Bass and Sons. Amen! What's your god's name? Occam's Gator! Right, now you leave these kids alone. Thank you, but there's no shaking Occam's Gator when he's got his mind set to a thing. Mind set! There's gotta be a way we can work this out. Violence! Apart from that, violence, misery. Change Occam's mind. The monster abides by his own obscure ethos, but perhaps you can outthink him. If you let them go, you'll cause more misery to their families. If you let them go, you'll cause more misery to their families. Largemouth Bass and Sons is totally reliant on these children to prop up their failing company. The whole thing is a joke. Without Tom and Kathy, it will all slide slowly but irrevocably into a long, painful era of decline over which looms the grim terminus of business death. That's true. Occam's Gator seems to be giving it some thought. Just something to consider. A slow smile creeps across Occam's Gator's face and keeps on growing until it's made a complete ring around his head. Is that a yes? Well, that was something. I don't even know what to say. Nobody's ever stood up to that thing before. Dad even tried giving him a cut of the business to leave us alone. You mean what you said, though? You think the business will fail without us? I have no idea. Huh. We're doing the right thing. If I was 100% sure of that when we left, I am now 98% sure, which is that's still very high. Yeah, that's pretty high. Well, thanks, lady. Anyway, for getting Occam's to take a hike. I know it's not much. Oh, but would you want this? Free sample? Judge's wig. Enjoy that, but mind you don't combine it with the jury's wig and the executioner's wig. Nobody should have that much power. Hold on just now. Are you still trying to take us back? To Largemouth Bass? No. Go get the bus. I give you my blessing. Thank you, sister. Huh? Oh, you said blessing, so I just assumed. No, it's fine. It's still nice to have your blessing anyways. Thanks. Have a good life, lady. I know we will. Right, peace out, Girl Scout. The fuck is the final fence? Is it in the village? A portly man in a white linen suit, sitting in a wicker chair in a flat-bottomed boat, is being fanned by two large bats as he pulls his craft through the murky swamp water. I say, pardon me, young lady, but might I prevail upon you to lend me some navigatory assistance? I consider myself a man with a sense of direction, but I must admit this bayou has got me turned right around. Well, to start with, you're way too far west to call this swamp a bayou. Well, now, I may just be a simple country Dracula, but I'd have thought I could tell the difference between the bayou and some damned Yankee swamp. Have I really missed Louisville by that much? I'm afraid so. By more than 800 miles, as the bat flies. Well, tarnation. I'll never make it to the Derby at this rate, and I was so looking forward to that mint julep. Reckon I'll just have to make do with a... Is your name Mary, by chance? No, it's Raine. A bloody rain? Well, any port in a storm, as the poet said. How about I just draw you a map instead? It's not like drinking me will get you home. I reckon you're correct, but it would get me drunk, which is nearly as good. But let's see this map of yours, miss. You draw on your broad geographic knowledge of the waterways of the eastern half of the country and sketch out a map that should take the vampire back to Louisiana Bayou via the Ohio and Mississippi rivers with a stop at Louisville. He's quite impressed with your knowledge and boats away with a jaunty wave. Fortunately, the fact that vampires can't traverse running water, for example rivers, didn't occur to him until you were well out of sight. Good shit, yo. Where is the fence? I only need one more. Fortress? The shotgun-toting gator hunter hollers at you from behind the trees. You again? I told you to get. Didn't I give you enough money for the bus? Well, here. You gain 20 meat. Fucking nothing. Okay. Oh, maybe at the grotto? A whistling man paddles a canoe through 2 inches of swamp water. He hits a rock and capsizes. In the very shallow slime, he thrashes and splashes, screaming about gators. You take the anxious fellow's arm and set him on his feet. You tell him calmly that he's in no more danger in 2-inch water than he is anywhere else in the swamp. If a gator wants him dead, he will be. You promise? He says. I promise. He thanks you. Ooh, this rock is covered with eastern twinkly manamoss. Okay. Kitsara, hello! Welcome in! How are you? How's your day been? Where the fuck is this final fence? Oh, maybe it's... Gotta watch your step in this swamp. You come across a man sunk up to his elbows in the sludge. Yes, I do appear to be stuck, he says, but I am too proud to ask for help. Yeah, well, I don't have enough muscle to help you, bud. Sleepy, trying to work on some stuffs. Well, I hope it goes well. And I also hope that you're able to get some sleep. Always tired. I feel that in the depths of my soul. You hear a commotion, or perhaps a tussle, or a good old-fashioned ruckus nearby. Investigating, you find that several vampires have a gator man pinned to the ground and appear to be trying to vampirize him. Gag! Hold still, will you? His neck is all scaly and tough. Did someone bring a drill or a can opener or something? Hey, leave that gear man alone. I won't stand for you vampires going around and inflicting your undeadness or disease or whatever it is on innocent people. I think it's a disease. We aren't undeads? Not like a zombie or skeleton anyway. The last necromancer was killed decades ago. Hey, stop that. Yeah, don't talk with your mouth full. I mean, stop biting that guy. Mind! Business! He volunteered. Anyway, I'm finished. He what? Really? Grrr! Drink blood! Power big! The Gator Man stands up with a terrible red glow in his eyes. Drink blood! Kill busybody! Fuck. Fuck 'em up. You won. You can make a suitcase out of the Gator Man's skin, then you could have a suitcase that catches fire in the daytime to go with your one that catches fire at night. Hollow Gator Tooth, Bloodshine, Dirtle the Turtle grows stronger. Where the fuck is the final fence? Sploomp. For the love of... What's with all these stinking mushrooms? I've got spores all over me again. Yeah, I oughta... Don't shoot them, you'll just get more spores everywhere. Yeah, but I'll feel better about it. Revenge ain't a solution for every situation, kitty, but it works more often than you'd think. Look, just wipe the spores off with this handkerchief. Don't get all bent out of shape. Grumble, grumble. This never happened when I was working the strong arm jobs. Well, except for the time that goblin exploded at me. They popped. Where'd that ticket lady go? An arcane message written in a strange script. Translated, the message on the rock reads, Drowned Mary's crown is buried past the huge tower. I need more hobo code knowledge. This crazed gator man appeared out of nowhere and is champing at the bit to make sure you're nowhere 5 minutes from now. Clean his clock. Fuck him up. Eat shit. The gator man rallies for another round, but a hand rises from the swamp and drags him down screaming. Crobat. Golbat? Are we not a fan of the bats? A A backpack stashed in the swamp is certain to contain illicit material. Parental guidance is advised. There's a complete change of clothes in the sack, a black embossed card sticking out of the back of the pants pocket. Drowned Mary's crown is buried past the huge tower. A phrase so nice you've read it twice. The nudist's creed. Nothing is worn. Everything is visible. You elect to leave everything in the bag where you found it. Nothing is your size anyways. I love the final evolution of the bat. I don't think I've ever seen what a crow bat looks like. Now I need to look. Pardon me while I Google what the fuck a crow bat looks like. Crow bat Pokemon. Images. Huh. The fuck does a Golbat look like? Golbat. Oh yeah, he's kind of derpy looking. The Crobat is far more respectable looking. I don't think there is anything else I can do here for now. You come across a busted and smoking truck in the depths of the swamp. The driver, eating a sandwich out in the cab, gives you a sorry shrug. Engine plumb ran out of grease, he says. Squeeze some more grease out of the engine. A mechanical mind always knows where to find a little more grease. Soon the truck's engine is sleek and ready to sprint like a powerful horse once again. Crobat is also one of the better physical sweepers in Pokemon. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I think I've been everywhere on the map. I don't know. Have you not played Pokemon? I've played Pokemon, but I only played... Oh god. I'm so behind. I think I played one of the Ruby ones. I think it was it Omega Ruby? Hold on. 1 second. It was on the 3DS. Fuck. Yeah, Omega Ruby, but I couldn't name most of the Pokemon outside of the original 150. What you take to be a giant bleeding tooth jutting out of a tree stump turns out to be one of those mushrooms that looks just like a giant bleeding tooth. You've performed some quick fungal dentistry. Cool. Quietly vibrating. And know me some Pokemon for sure. Kit, you are like the Pokemon, like, master as far as I'm concerned. You know all the Pokemon stuff. I love the deadpan stares that VTubers do when people walk away from the game. It's just hilarious. Oh no! Is it deadpanning? Whenever I like back away too far? Whoops. Where the fuck is this final fence? I'm losing my mind here. You notice a little cluster of foul-smelling flowers. Because of college, you know that the foul smell comes from some nasty juice inside the petals. They say education is its own reward, but sometimes gross liquid is also its reward. I've played every Pokemon game from Gen 6 onward. I played Pokemon, like the original Pokemon Blue. Yeah, Blue was the one that we had when we were kids. When I say we, I mean my siblings and I. Yeah, I played Blue, and like I watched the original show, like the first. I think we got to Terry as Brock's replacement briefly. Like I remember Misty holding on to Togepi for a while. That's as far as I got in the anime. But like we watched that shit religiously when we were kids. I think I've been to every, unless there's a fence at fucking the treehouse. My first Pokemon was also Blue. My 8-year-old ADHD ass did not have the patience to grind enough to actually beat the game. I don't think I beat Blue, the original Blue, either, to be fair. Painted 2 fences so far. Now, I thought there was parts of me starting to feel more flesh-like. Yeah, but I don't know where the last fence is. I guess we could try fighting the gators again. In a clearing, a band of Cub Scouts sing fight songs around a fire. The scout leader waves you down. I don't know which way is which in this damn swamp, he whispers, and shows you his compass. Can't find the damn North Star. Been leading these boys in circles for 3 days. If they figure me out, pal, it won't be marshmallows they're toasting tomorrow. You remind him that the directions north and west were effectively switched at the turn of the century, and that he ought to be looking for the West Star. He claps you on the shoulder. Got it. I'd like to see him disrespect me now. He turns and walks face first into a beehive. So my general strategy for each game, with the exception of Scarlet and Violet, is to just throw hands with everybody who looks at me funny, which is basically everybody. This is true. Alright, we're gonna try again. That fucking hurt. Fucking rude, man. Dirtle, no. Oh, God. we're good. Who won? You won! Who said a frontal assault on an enemy fortress was a bad strategy? Sun Tzu? Shows what he knew. Sorry, I had to walk away, but Apex. I've played every gen since 2 religiously. My siblings and I were so invested in Pokemon when we were growing up. Our grandmother got us they were custom painted T-shirts that the three of us had them. They were like three of a kind that she had an artist do for us, and it was of Pikachu surfing for Christmas one year. The barrel says chloroform, and so is this. That's the smell leaking out of it. Oof. I see what you're going for, and sure, filling the place with chloroform fumes would knock out all of the guards, but it would also knock you out, and the water you're standing in is almost knee-deep. You can double-check your to-do list if you want, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't have drown scheduled in it for today. Wait, would... No. I'm sorry, Dirtle, I tried. Charles! Charles! Shh! They'll hear you. Oh, right. Boy, am I glad to see you, kid. Thought I was a goner. You're the adventuresome type and all. You know how to pick a lock? Only with an appropriately shaped key. You'll have to get it off their leader then. I think his room's down the other end of the hall. Okay, I'll be right back. Didn't get a 3DS until XY released. Stopped playing with my Game Boy after I'd gotten PlayStation. Did we? We had a PS2? But that came later. We were Nintendo, growing up. Though one year we got a one year we got the Dreamcast because my dad was able to download and burn the games. So we never bought any games for it. We just had the system, the controllers, and the memory cards. I didn't get any PlayStations until we were in DSi territory, and by then I was already in so deep. I literally play Pokemon now just to relax. Favorite Pokemon games are X and Y and Scarvi? Scarvi? Wait, Scarlet Violet? I put those pretty far up there, but nostalgia favorite is Gold and true favorite is DPPT? Okay, now I'm lost. I don't know. My first experience with DPPT was BDSP and I just didn't like it. I have no idea what the last two are. Scarlet and Violet. Yes, I'm very lost. I don't know what the last ones are. Alright. Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. Okay. Given that Cynthia's champion is the only, and Apex still, the only competition trained champion, she's my favorite. BDSP is Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Okay. I didn't play those. So Earthside Kit's first name, and one of the 3 things I do allow people to know about me is Cynthia. Aww. Dirtle, I'm sorry. I'm trying to protect you, I swear. Blueberry Academy champion has a fully competitive team. Kieran. Yuan, now you can find out what's at the end of the hall. I hope it's cool. I don't count him because he's not base game champion, but it makes sense given all the other Elite Four members are pretty well comp trained. In fact, everyone in BBA has a comp team. I'm smiling and nodding like I know. Do you think the Gatorman's taste in books is as bad as everything else about them? Keeping the rust off your iron fist. Don't eat your henchmen. Tips for new rulers. Spot welding guide for ad hoc fortresses. Yeah, these are all pretty much what you'd expect. Except, well, here's one that seems interesting. Making the most of your stabbings. Making the most of your stabbings. Yes. You skim the book. There are so many places to stab a person that had never even occurred to you. You got knife in the dark. There are some diagrams in the back that show the most painful places to stab each of the most common categories of stabbing victim. You could memorize it, but it takes some effort. Yes! You study the weaknesses of your future foes until you're confident that you're the best stabber you can be. You practice your stabbing on a nearby tree, but you don't have a knife handy, so you use the book instead. It's destroyed in the process. You have found it, the least comfortable chair in the world. Oh, I'ma flush it. Hooray! This hole leads down into a massive underground chamber. Screw Stardew Valley. The next game you're playing is a Pokemon game? I don't think I have any Pokemon games that I would be able to stream, because I don't think I can stream from my 3DS, and I don't have any Pokemon games for the Wii U or the Switch. I only started that myself with Violet Scarlet because a buddy helped me learn for the special raids. Private properties! Graham! You don't know what this object is, but... Oh, wait, it's got blood all over it. It's an altar. It's a weird pedestal. Touch it. Serious. Go away! Whatever this is, it is extremely broken. Fix it. All of these blocks are clearly trying to move in a way that makes sense. They must have just gotten knocked out of their alignment. Realign. You move the blocks around relative to each other until they start moving in a more satisfying pattern, assuming you're a person who thinks a smooth circular pattern is more satisfying than a juddery, spark-spewing chaos. Surely everybody is that kind of person. This has to be right. It seems less broken now. Use it. Dang it! Good grief. You wouldn't have fixed it if you'd known it was going to be so ungrateful. God, cigarette power. I already have to help Dragon learn about comp training since he's doing the DLC for his game now. Getting into the Indigo Disc is going to be painful for him without help. I warning! Kill you! Is this some kind of ancient temple guardian or something? It's shooting out a bunch of tightly focused beams of light that science doesn't yet have a name for, but which you can probably assume you don't want touching you. What are you doing? You worst! I destroyed! Oh, Lord. Wow. Jeez. That thing really did a number on this guy. Fish! Waste not gator blood, want not gator blood. You poke around in the mulch until you find something that looks more or less like an old iron key, except kind of blurry. It sizzles and twitches in your hand as you pick it up. You got Cursed Key. This has to be the key Charles mentioned. You look at that hulking Goliath at the end of the hall. There doesn't seem to be anything beyond it, and it looks like it could squash you in an instant. Best go back and unlock Charles. You make your way quickly back up to the room where he was being held. Cool. Lotusvale, hello! Welcome in! How are you doing? How's your day been? You found the key? I think so. It's Kinda weird, though. Yeah, I don't like the looks of it at all. I'd bet dollars to donuts that's the artifact we're looking for. It couldn't possibly be the key to this random gator man cage in the middle of nowhere, then, could it? Well, it might have some kind of key-related powers. Normally, I'd advise against using it, but I don't see any other way out of this mess. Okay, here goes. The key shifts unpleasantly in your hand, buzzing and clicking through a jerky slideshow of shapes, as though searching for the particular slice of a higher dimensional object that will fit this lock. When it finally finds the right one, it jerks forward in your hand and twists, and the lock clicks open. Your hand feels numb. Thanks, Raine. Thought for sure my bacon was well and truly fried. Don't mention it, Charles. Let's just get the heck out of this dump. With no further cause to stick around, apart from any unfinished side quests you might have, but you can always come back to them later, you escort Charles back to town. Amazing! Doing great. I love your hair. Thank you. How's your weekend going so far? Raine, you found the cursed artifact and brought Charles back home safely. I can't express how grateful I am. I don't know what we'd do without him. Thank you so much. Ah, well, it wasn't nothing, but you know. Yeah, I get it. Don't forget to uncurse that thing before you go to bed. This key seems like it has the power to open any lock. That could be extremely useful. Would it really be all that bad if I didn't uncurse it? Well, I'm not going to drag you into the machine and force you to do it, but yes, I don't actually know what would happen if you don't uncurse it, but I would assume it would be pretty bad. Look, you uncursed all the other things, right? Yes. Great. So go ahead and uncurse this one too, okay? Better safe than sorry. Fine. Meanwhile, Lacey just casually having a Terra Fairy excadrill that's just a straight menace. What? I love the nods to the regions they're from too, even if I'm not a huge fan of Unova. It's I've lost the plot entirely. I assume it's still vaguely Pokemon related, but that's all I got. Alright. You sit... What? You sit in the chair, which is surprisingly comfortable, and pulled a weird metal dome thing down over your head. What would you like to uncurse today? The key. The key jumps up to the roof of the dome and sticks there, shaking and keening. That's the sound keys make. Against the metal. The lights in the store whine, flicker, and then cut out completely. Dang it. Only when the power is out does the key calm down. Give up the most... Blem 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 blah. Only when the power is out does the key calm down, give up the most odious parts of itself to the machine, and drop back down into your lap. The light returns into the store. Fixed it! We had a spare bulb under the cat. Of course it's under the cat. Everything's under the cat. You got the uncursed key. The key's curse lingers in the machine. It is, itself, an arcane lock to be solved only by a projection of consciousness. Okay. I have assembled everyone just as you asked, Detective, the victim's wife, and the two men who were present in the passenger car at the time. I confess the truth of this murder continues to elude me, but no doubt you are soon to enlighten us with your great powers of deduction and observation. May I inspect the body again? No, that wouldn't be fair to the other passengers who haven't had a look yet. I see. But I will tell you again what I know. At 11:13 a.m., the professor dropped dead in his chair after sitting down with his wife for a cup of tea. At the time, Mrs. Ryuo Kenshi and Mr. Andrade were the only other passengers present in this car. Mr. Perry returned later. The rest I leave up to you to deduce, Detective. Alright. I saw you were playing Persona 5 as well. How do you like it? I loved it. That was such a ride. I very much enjoyed it. We're finished with Persona 5 for now. I beat it 135 hours later. And it was my first Persona game that I'd played. Another viewer had ad break. Shit. I was gonna say it is long. It was long. Another viewer had requested it, and just the timing of when they requested it, it was like half price or 75% off on Steam. So she just has to do a new game plus run to do every confidant. That's gonna be like another 160 hours. So we're that can happen later, perhaps. Niccolo Andretti, a businessman. The businessman Andretti adjusts his cufflinks. I told you I'd never even heard of this man. I know of Burgerworth College, of course. It's an excellent institution, but I didn't know he was a professor there. Now, come on. Let's not delay our journey further. I'm traveling with 19 suitcases of exotic rubber to make new and exciting wheels at the factory. You observe closely to see what you can deduce. Exotic rubber, huh? No doubt from the jungles of Almodovar, whose local brand of nicotine I smell on his collar. Of course, the rubber plants of Almodovar don't just yield material for bouncy tires, but an odorless poison, lethal when drunk in hot tea. But why would this man abet the murder of a stranger? I suspect the answer lies in the resume on the table and the name printed on it, Martin Perry. I've only played that one as well. Who was your fave character of the group? Hmm. Of the Phantom Thieves, I really liked all of them for the most part. Like, they all grew on me. Um. Fuck, I gotta remember what their actual names were because I wasn't calling them by their actual names for the most part. Ryuji was endearing. I called him Bakugo. Um, I appreciated the best friend vibe and like he's the Bakugo. Um, fuck, what was Emorific's name? The artist. He was eccentric. I didn't like him at first. I thought he was a creep at first, but after he joined the group, he was fine. Okay. Ren, Ryuji, An, Yusuke, Makoto, Futaba, Haru, Akechi, Sumire. Okay, yes. Yusuke. Um, the blue hair. I called him emo-rific because he had the emo bangs, and I'm not going to accept criticism on the matter. Um, Futaba. I enjoyed Futaba. I related to Futaba on, again, like a spiritual level. Akechi, I I have mixed feelings about Akechi. Um, I'm not happy with how his story ended. Sumire, Sumire, Sumire was Ponytail, right? I think the gymnast. Wait, who the fuck is Ren? Okay, Ryuji was Bakugo. I called An. Yusuke was Emorific. Makoto. Makoto is the president. Ren is Joker. Oh. Ren is Joker's canon. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Who the fuck am I missing? um. I liked Makoto. Makoto, again, I didn't like her at first, but she grew on me, and I appreciated her. I liked that she kind of grounded the rest of the characters out a bit. Um, Futaba, I very much related to Futaba on a number of levels. She very much, to me, felt neurodivergent coded. Um, I don't think I have a favorite among like the Phantom Thieves. for the confidants, and I didn't meet all of the confidants. Goth Mommy was great, and um, fuck, Gun Daddy. I don't remember Gun Daddy's actual name. Um, Iwai, I think is the Gun Daddy. Yeah, Iwai. Okay, 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 yeah. I don't remember Goth Mommy's actual name at all, though. That's gone completely. What was Goth Mommy's name? Takemi. Okay, Takemi. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, okay. Um, Persona is long but worth it. Yeah, no, I'm interested in playing more games in the Persona franchise. Probably Strikers will be what I go for next if I pick up another when I pick up another Persona game. But I'd like to play 4 and 3 as well. I think. Sorry if I distract you from the current game. No. I love chatting. Chatting is great. I like making friends. We're here for good times and good vibes, and conversation is great. If people want to chat, I will chat. If people want to lurk, lurkers are the backbone of Twitch. Um, yeah, no, I really enjoyed Persona. I'm Persona 5. I'm so glad that I played it. And I'm glad that I got Royale, so I was able to do um, the third semester, like the DLC, I guess, that isn't DLC anymore because it's in Royale. um, Strikers is not turn based, it's more action. Okay. Yeah, the combat is so fun. That'll be a serious shift then from what I would have been used to. But like, I'm not opposed to it. And it would be, I would be interested in exploring more with those characters and in that particular setting. Also, since it's root beer time. Mm-hmm. Cool. What's been your fave game this year? Hmm. Are we talking games that I've played on stream? Um, what have I played on stream this year? Oh, in general. I don't I don't really think I've picked up too many like new games this year. I'm pretty behind. Um I only have so many barista bucks. So I don't get to pick up too many like new games right off the hop. Um Shit, I don't even remember what I've played. I posted a video showing off the combat in Strikers. I will check the video after the stream. Thank you so much, Apex. That'll I like references. Information is good. Um Fuck, what have I done this year? So this year I did a fresh playthrough of Wait, why didn't the command work for you? Grr. Why aren't my commands working? Am I losing my mind? Am I dumb? Oh, yeah, because I didn't type out the. There we go. This is. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I think I'm allowed to forget things at this point. Um, Lotus, if you would are interested in joining the Discord, that is the link for it. I would love to have you. If Discord isn't your thing, or if you're in too many Discords, I totally understand. But yeah, so this year, on stream, I did Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And then I did Cult of the Lamb, Persona 5. I just finished West of Loathing, and this is Shadows Over Loathing. I'm barely in any at the moment, to be honest. I'm in so many Discords, and I end up feeling bad because I tend to lurk more than anything else. Um, and I want to be active and to support everybody, but I'm only in so many discords because I have nitro. um, I want to interact with all of the people, but my social battery only extends so far. Um, and like part of why I started streaming was to try and increase that social battery. I'm very, very introverted and very, very shy in real life, and this is kind of my way of trying to be social in a way that lets me be comfortable. Um, but yeah, well, did it do the thing? Where is my mouse? I keep losing my mouse. Yay! Welcome into the Discord, Lotus. I'm so happy to have you. We're here for good times, good vibes, all that good stuff. Um, it's cool how people have unique reasons for starting to stream. No, for every streamer, there's gonna be a fresh reason. Like infinite streamers, infinite reasons. Um, I've been streaming off and on for 2 years now, but I really kind of hunkered down to be serious about it this year. Um, and it's been going, I think, pretty well. I've met some amazing people this year, and I'm really enjoying it, and I want to continue with it. I only hit affiliate in April. Like this year is when I've actually put effort and in wanting to do this consistently. The vid does technically spoil a character in Strikers, but unless you can speak slash read Japanese, you shouldn't be spoiled too much. I cannot. I know like a handful of words in Japanese. The Japanese side of my family would be very disappointed in me. Congratulations. Very happy for you. Thank you. No, I honestly didn't expect it to happen. Much less this year, but I'm so excited. But this year, I've liked all of the games that I've played. I was skeptical of Persona at first, like open to trying it, but I'm pleased that I enjoyed it as much as I did. Happy cat! um, the not cat emojis were done by another follower in the community as um, is it real? They're a riot. I'm sure if you spend some time here, you'll be introduced to them. They're good people. Everyone here are good people. I have the best followers. You guys are all amazing, and I love all of your faces. What is that? I have no idea what I'm looking at. Apex, I love your emotes, but I never know what half of them are. I can't see. Good people sounds good. um, yeah, I'm trying to think of what I am looking forward to the new Zelda game that's supposed to be coming out soon. Succubus thigh crush. Thick thighs save lives. Um, but yeah, the new Zelda game that's coming out. Echoes of Wisdom. I'm so bad at remembering names. With Zelda as the lead. Yes, that one. Yes, yes, yes. I'm intrigued, and I hope to pick that up relatively soon. You never have to apologize for typos. It's all good. I um I I typed for a living for 8 years. All good. I want to play that one too. One is a Zelda-led game. Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be an interesting shift. It's like, nah, now we gotta save the pretty elf boy. It's our turn. Yeah, I worked in a call center for 8 years. Most of it was email and chat, and then like the back half was on actually on the phone. So yeah, no, all typos are forgiven. The Princess Peach game also looks good. I vaguely remember seeing a Princess Peach game, but I don't remember. Okay. Uh, Yume Ryo Kenshi, the victim's wife. The widow Ryo Kenshi dabs her eyes with a handkerchief embroidered with the words "mourning rags and wipes." Hot. A moment's privacy, please, detective. I had nothing to do with my husband's death, and no reason to want him gone. He was a kind man, and not a rich one. Everything he made, he spent on the roulette tables. He owned over 700 of them. That's the largest collection in the world. We were traveling to Yorba Linda so the mayor could give my husband the key to the city, but that won't happen now. Back to the game. You deduce that you should make some observations. Sometimes the simplest answer is the correct one. She says she had no reason to wish her husband dead, but the chemical stain in her cuticles and the fingerprints on the window above, which she opened to dispose of the murder weapon, tell the tale more truly, but the nose reveals even more. Observe the zigzag pattern of the medical cleft below the nostrils. It's called a Petrie's philtrum, and it's a rare genetic condition she shares with Martin Perry, her son. Uh, my first actual job was McDonald's, did that for almost a year. Second job was Tim Hortons, quit that after 8 months. Third job was Walmart, quit that after 7 months, and I've been doing my current job for 3 years now. Fuck working at Tim Hortons. I don't think I could survive working at Tim Hortons, to be perfectly honest. Or McDonald's. Like, no. My first job was I cleaned a little sewing store on the weekends, specifically Saturdays, and I I saved up for my year-end trip. It was a $300 trip, and um, saved up like my Christmas money, my birthday money, and working at that little sewing store for $10 a week to pay for my trip. I babysat, I've taught swimming lessons, I was a chocolatier, I worked in a grocery store at the seafood counter, so I would like cut the fillets, I would cut whole fish, I steamed lobsters. I briefly worked for a florist. I worked at a call center for 8 years. I did a brief stint at Burger King, and now I am a mostly full time barista. Canadian? I am indeed Canadian. I am in southern Ontario. Martin Perry, a youth. The young man is absent mindedly but methodically disassembling and reassembling a fountain pen. It's as I said. Yes, the man was a professor of mine at Burgerworth College, and yes, he gave me a C and a D, but that's no reason to kill a man, wouldn't you agree? Besides, at the time of his death, I was in the lavatory, trying to figure out what all the bits and pieces do. The perfect alibi, wouldn't you agree? I've always wanted to visit Canada. One of my friends from France moved there. I mean, we're Canada. That's kind of cool. um, I guess it just depends on like where in Canada you're going. Like, it's pretty chill here. I'm not gonna lie, for the most part. Uh, some of our politicians suck. Some of them are okay. Things are expensive, but I think things are expensive everywhere these days. Detective mode. Deductive observations swing about your mind. He's right, a mere C and D are no reason to kill one's professor, but is not the whole story. Observe how the boy tinkers with the fountain pen and the train lavatory. He fancies himself a mechanic, but he wouldn't get a foot in the door of that profession if his C and D stood for car dunce. Nobody would be able to hire him, unless the professor who awarded these ignominious grades died. In that event, every grade he ever gave would be voided, and this young man could take a plum job in a car manufacturer and start earning the big bucks. Oh, well, I'm from America, so I understand both those things. But yeah, my Tim Hortons experience was I can work from Monday to Saturday. I can't work Sundays because I hang out with friends that day. Cool. Well, even though your availability says that you can't work Sundays, we're going to make you work every Sunday because fuck you. Yeah, that tracks. My understanding is Um, Tim Hortons like are mostly franchisee stores, and it really depends on who your franchise manager is, whether or not it will be a good working experience. And they vary wildly. Yes, detective? It was never in doubt, detective. Now tell us all what happened here. The victim was poisoned by... Please, all will become clear. The victim was poisoned with exotic poison from the Almodovar tree to protect, to avoid Martin Perry's car downgrade so he could make tires for... I'd give that a B for bananas. What? No. Poisoned. Nick. Rubber tree. Protect someone or something. Really? Fuck. I heard of Tim Hortons from Robin and How I Met Your Mother. That's why I guessed Canada. I have not watched How I Met Your Mother. I've seen like a couple of clips online, but that's the extent of my knowledge of that show. Ohio has a few. My city has one. I didn't think there were too many Timmys in the US. I know that there's a handful, but I don't think there's too many. It reached the point where they gave me a bogus write-up. I walked out 1 hour into my shift that day, dropped my uniform off after washing it the next. Yeah, I've heard some horror stories from some franchises um, around my area. I've never seen one in California. I thought it was only in Canada. I mean, it's a Canadian chain, and I don't think they're terribly common in the land of the America. But I know that there's a handful in a few places. Um, there's some near the border as well. Okay, so then the fuck do you want? Down by. The land of the America. I love that. Okay, tell me again. Drop dead. Return later. Okay. It's poisoned. Okay, so I had most of it right then. Okay. Poisoned. F. Poisoned. I got a call from my old supervisor, who I guess became the manager there, asking me if I wanted to come back. Told her, fuck no, and she replied with, fair enough. Yeah, no, Okay. B. She knew the BS I went through. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Exotic rubber. Martin Perry. She was one of the few decent people who worked there. I mean, people quit managers for the most part, and if you've got like a shit manager that doesn't do their things. Like, if they don't work, if they don't respect your time or your boundaries, like if they're toxic, yeah, no, fuck that shit. You've had so many jobs. I mean, I'm in my 30s, so yeah, I've had a few. I don't. I generally stick around. Like I was at the grocery store for 3 years. I was at the call center for 8 years. I've been a barista for 4.5 years. I've only ever had three, and I really enjoyed them all. Um, there were pros and cons to all of the jobs that I've had. I've learned a lot, and you just transfer it to the next place. Okay. I did manage to get a supervisor fired there. Sorry, I should be more accurate. I had a manager ask one of my supervisors to quit. Uh oh. Uh oh. It's poisoned. Wait, no. Nothing is permanent with work. That's why there's no need to stress. There's. I try not to stress, but it can be hard sometimes. Okay. It was poisoned. You did it. Wait, really? Ah. Okay. The victim was poisoned by Yume Ryokenshi with exotic poison from the Almodovar rubber tree to void Martin Perry's car duns grade so he could make tires for Mr. Andretti. Young Martin Perry dreams of working on cars, and his fresh ideas excite Mr. Andretti, who runs a tire factory. But Master Perry's professor has effectively blacklisted him as a car dunce, unemployable. What to do? Kill the professor, of course, and void that odious grade. Here the plot becomes most wretched. Master Perry's mother, Yume Ryuo Kenshi, marries the professor and arranges for him to be present on the very same train as Master Perry and Mr. Andretti, who supplies an undetectable poison administered by Mrs. Ryuo Kenshi. Voila! No more professor, no more Cardans. But there is one thing our three conspirators did not count on. Me. I gotta go, but it was lovely to meet you. Enjoy the rest of your stream. See ya. Well, thank you so much for popping in, Lotus. It's been so good to have you, and welcome to the Discord. Welcome to the chaos. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. She was rude and pawned her work on others. I once blew up on her because multiple times in one shift she called me up from the back, where I was extremely busy because it was Smile Cookie Week, to deal with a customer at the counter because my old location was basically drive-through only to find nobody was up there and she was laughing her ass off. Oh my god, I would lose my mind. Absolute I'm not ashamed. Any parents there would do the same. As would any manager seeking new talent with interesting ideas about tires. If you call someone a car dunce, you're branding them for life, and you're responsible for anything that happens next. How awful. The three of them? In it together? Tell you what, detective, at the next stop they can all get out and take the bus. A sick business. quite so, but a wonderful feeling, I think, to be possessed of great gifts, great powers of deduction and observation, and to use them. Here's a gift, that is. Call it a reward. Got the mysterious owl ring. Nice ring, isn't it? Look what rewards accrue to the powerful. Look how the world itself reveals itself at your touch. I must take my leave. I was a closing baker. Don't have time to deal with that, especially during Smile Cookie Week. No, I'd lose my shit. Oh. Mm. I wish I could wear more than one ring. I've got more than one finger. Time to pick a fourth store. Right. The first applicant is La Table Enchantée. It's like a high-end kitchen store, magic utensils and the like. The second is Advanced Pants. It doesn't say what they plan on selling, but I have to assume that it's pants. The last applicant is Texas Instruments. Guy from Texas selling musical instruments, I suppose. Instruments. I'm a jazz agent after all. Okay, I'll get them moved in and get the next storefront ready for applicants. Good shit, yo. You set out the bird bath Barbara Yargura gave you. Simon happily flies over to it and starts splishing around. You set Flemberg's tiny workbench up on your desk. You find a hook on one of the ceiling beams and hang up your new refrigerator. Aww. Good shit, Simon. Good shit. EP time. Thank you for the self-care, Apex. Y'all know the drill. Untrim those spines and hydrate or dihydrate because self-care is best care. Cool. Okay. Today's October 20th, 1902. My diary. This diary is property of Margaret, age 9. All others got to keep out under penalty of law. Dear Diary, yesterday our dog Daisy died. Papa said it was bound to happen because she was older than me, which isn't old for a kid, but is really old for a dog. He said we'll get a new dog soon, but I was sad anyway. Some birthday. At school today, the teacher asked what we want to be when we grow up. I said I'll be God, because then I can make sure all the dogs live a long time and are always happy. Everyone laughed, and that jerk Billy Gribsley said a girl can't be God. So I said I'll be president instead, because that's nearly as good. He said a girl can't be president either. Well, I'll show him. I'm gonna make all kinds of laws about being nice to dogs, and I'll make being a jerk illegal too, so Billy Gribsley goes to jail and can't eat nothing but bread and water forever. So there. I can't say I hated the managers there, but at the same time, I was tempted to punch them in the jaw a few times. I can imagine. Your desk covered in Ocean City paperwork. Not you again. Poindexter, your insufferable bean counter. See what he wants this time. What is it, Terrence? Madam Comptroller, I merely need your signature on these budget revisions. With this, the remainder of funds currently allocated to municipal services will be redirected to your shadow presidential campaign and your other projects. That sounds a bit obvious. Rest assured, I am only sparing you the details, which you have made quite clear to me that you find intolerably boring. The transactions will be meticulously obscured through shell corporations, cutouts, offshores, accounts, and the like. Alright, good. You'd better not be skimming more off the top than I'm willing to ignore. Certainly not, Madam Comptroller. Sign the documents. It's time to record the announcement of your candidacy for Shadow President. Alright. Attention, peons. Oh, geez, don't call them peons, ma'am. And, please try for a less totalitarian tone generally. Right. Alright, so, something like, my fellow citizens, good evening. I'm Margaret. That's weird. The levels went all funny when you said your last name. Don't worry about it. I hereby announce my candidacy for Shadow President. Vote for me. Or else. Nope. Sorry, ma'am, no. Ugh. Start by explaining who you are. Most of them probably don't pay much attention to local politics. Alright. In my role as Ocean City's comptroller, I've made it my mission to eliminate waste and graft in the city's finances, and I am proud to say that I have been completely successful through my program of shutting down needlessly wasteful civic programs, thereby reserving your valuable taxpayer meat for the things that actually matter. Things like family, prosperity, and freedom. Perfectly meaningless. Love it. Okay, then just a call to action to top it all off, and we're done. A vote for me is a vote for you. Oh, that's just great. Perfect. Good. Is that all? Yeah, we'll all add the legal, this message, blah blah blah, campaign for Shadow President stuff in post. Great, I'm out of here. Ugh, time travel makes my guts itch. This guy is a yokel, even by the standards of his time. Mayor Burby, I presume? Yes? Who are you? I'm here to speak to you about the Crystal Dream Valley Dam. The Crystal Dream Valley Dam project. I want you to make the dam bigger, and much more powerful. Here are some revised plans. A dam this large would flood the valley and displace hundreds of people. And besides, the dam, as planned, will provide a perfectly adequate amount of power. Why would we need to make it bigger? How about a handshake agreement? What? I don't even know who you are. You want me to agree to this based on the basis of a handshake? Specifically, I'm offering you the chance to shake hands with the handle of this large briefcase filled with meat. Oh, well, now, yes, I think this new plan is quite viable. This desk was carved from a single block of tedium, the raw elemental form of boring work. Schmied. There's a sheep in your office. The fuck? It turns out that a lot of the president's time is spent on ceremonial bullcrap that nobody actually cares about. Case in point, pardoning the Thanksgiving turkey. None of your aides know what a turkey looks like, apparently. Pardon the damn thing, anyways. Your desk, covered in policy documents both benevolent and malign. There's a note here about going back in time and making the Crystal Dream Dam bigger. Gotta get on that eventually. Your ridiculous court wizard isn't taking the situation seriously. Make it clear to her what the priority is. Give me a progress report on the SIT thing. Have you taken care of the problem yet? Ugh, it's so dreary and unfestive there. All that math and science. It isn't holly or jolly. Screw your damn theme. Your entire job is dealing with the magical issues. I won't have that do-gooding interloper messing around in the library. There's too much at stake. Get it dealt with, or I'm giving Crimbo's federal holiday status to the friggin' groundhog. You wouldn't. Go! Get out of my office. Some dumb jock kid you had to give Presidential Fitness Award to. Hey kid, how's it going? Hi? Brilliant. Alright, by the power invested in me as the Shadow President, here's an award for being able to climb a rope faster than most other kids, which is definitely important, and this is a great use of my time. Thanks. Do I give a speech? No, I don't give a shit. President, strong, make rich. Yes, I know. And yes, you don't have to remind me of the terms of our two-word agreement. You're keeping your people mean and hungry. Yes, warriors, mean. Warriors, hungry. Good fighters. That's right. You're my ace in the hole. This stinking mud hole. If I need to use force, so you'd better stay on top of things if you want me to, if you want your make rich. Keep everybody worshipping at the Gator Shrine too, but for God's sakes, don't mess with the stuff in the basement. If you screw anything up down there, I will turn you into wallets. Get me? I get. Good. Duty calls again. More damn paperwork. How come nobody told me being president is all paperwork and talking to idiots? Sorry, ma'am, but the unwashed masses gotta be kept in line while we amass power. Yeah, fine. I hereby sign this order declaring July 12th National Bread and Circuses Day. All citizens get a complimentary dinner roll and a free turn on the nearest suitable trapeze. Ma'am, I ain't sure that. Who cares? Let Coolidge deal with it. What's he even for, anyways? This is all beneath me. Your hair is doing some weird things there, girly pop. Hellstrom, what does he want? Alright, Hellstrom, let's hear your report. Everything's fine and dandy, ma'am. I don't rightly understand what this shadow energy stuff is exactly, or why you want so gold-darn much of it, but the converters are spraying it out and slicker and greased mice out of a Gatling gun. That's fucking weird. With plenty of slag left over to press into those weird monsters you like. Finally, some good news. So you'll meet the project deadline? Yep. Though we'll need to expand the oil drilling operations some more. Need you to sign this permit so we can expand into the lots 210 to 240. Sure, whatever. Wait, 210 to 240? That problem? My family's farm is 223. Well, ma'am, if you're wanting your weird black juice, we gotta get the regular black juice out of the ground first. Alright. Sorry, Grandpa. Sign. Enough of this. Step through. That was fucking weird. But on that note, this is probably a good pausing point because we are starting to creep up on 3 a.m. Let's see if there is anyone around that we could raid, if y'all don't mind sticking around a couple extra minutes. Let's see. Oh, you know what? It looks like Hippie Moonchick is live. And they are currently playing some Fortnite. So why don't we say hey to them? I was introduced to them through Super's community. They just recently hit affiliate. So why don't we say hello to them? If y'all don't mind sticking around a little longer, just so we can share the love with a fellow streamer. I am planning on streaming some more tomorrow night. After work. It'll be later. So it's going to be after 11 my time. Just I'm closing and I don't have a bus home because Sunday busing sucks here. But if you would like to stay updated on when I will be live again, in addition to making sure your Twitch notifications are on for my channel, you can join my Discord. There is a link to an open invite to my server in the profile page. Jeeves has thrown the link along with my other socials in chat for us. And if you're catching the VOD, the invite link is in my channel's homepage. Come say hey and join the chaos. Speaking of which, I will be posting the VOD of the stream to YouTube over the next day or so. We're going to shoot a quick prayer to the internet gods. Glory to them, hallowed are their names. There is a playlist of this playthrough of Shadows over Loathing already set up and ready to go, so you can catch up on anything you've missed if you feel so inclined. I have also been told that my streams are a great sleep aid for all of my fellow insomniac baddies out there. The link to my YouTube channel can also be found in my Twitch bio. Thank you so much for watching though and for hanging out with me, guys. I love your faces and I hope that you're all amazing. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, afternoon, evening, whatever it may be, wherever you are.